In this video, we're going to focus on drawing circles in the canvas, and you probably already know about this, but what I want to show you is like how we can fill them up and how we can create a circle that has a slightly weird shape or edge. So first of all, this is what we're going to do here. We need to have an angle, so we're going to say a constant angle, and the angle will be math.pi divide by 180, because we want to know the degree or the angle individually. If you want to understand this, make sure you watch my arc video about canvas, or how to draw curved lines with arcs, because this is very important. Next one, what we want to do here is the following. I want to focus here specifically on the arc, so I'm going to say ctx.arc, and then here, of course, we're going to start with our starting point. But let's put our starting point somewhere in here. Let's say that will be 300 by 300 pixels. So 300 to the left, or to the right, sorry, and then 300 on the y coordinates. And then what we have here, of course, is the radius. And the radius, in this case, if we're going to make a big one, let's make 150 pixel radius, comma. Then what we want to say here, the angle start and angle end. So if we make a full circle, we can start at 0, and we say angle multiplied by 0, comma, angle multiplied by 360. And then we're going to say here false for the counter flow, or counterclockwise. So once I save this, we're not done yet, because I need to make sure you have a color. So let's say ctx.stroke style, and then we say here color of, well, color red, doesn't matter, any color you want. And then here, of course, ctx line width. And this line width will be 5 pixels. And then once we did that, we want to say here ctx.stroke to draw the item. Save that, refresh. Now we have this. So what we could do to fill it up is exactly the same, except here, instead of the stroke style, we will specify now stroke or fill style. And let's make this blue with a different color. Then of course here just say fill. So save that, refresh, there we are. So what we can do here as well, because now we have this, and this is just very beautiful because it closes it here nicely. But what if we want to say, well, we want to have only a half angle, so from here all the way there. So how do we do that? Well, remember I explained about these numbers and how it's in position. So we're going to say 180 to 360. Let's do that. Save that. Refresh. So now we have this, but what happened now is the borderline is not closing. So what we could do here, because by default, the canvas understands that the background color must fill up whatever the shape is. And in this case, it understands it's like a half circle shape. So what we want to do here now is the following. I want to close this. We can close this very nicely by just saying here enter ctx.close path to make sure that the path is closed. Save that and refresh. There you are. And now the borderline has nicely closed. So what we could do here next is let's do some weird angles in here. So let's do 77. I have no idea what will happen. If I save that, refresh, you can see here now what happens. Basically, it starts we're exactly at 77 degrees, so there must be somewhere here. Rotates all the way to 360, and then that's it. So that's why now you get this almost like an eyeball shape or something like that, or at least it's part of an eye. I don't know. It just looks like something weird, as you can see here. And that's basically because the angle's here. And if we don't close the path, you will see that this will look quite weird. But basically, it's very explainable, because it covers the entire area, or the perimeter, except for the perimeter, sorry, that's the right term, the perimeter around it here, except for this part here. The only moment we close it, then it will start to recognize and it will close it nicely. And that's basically how you can play around with this. You can make all these kind of unique shapes.